I'm just gonna wait. I'm still reading 0, which means it probably hasn't registered anyone yet. There we go. Hello, Fluffy Paws. Hello, hello, hello. Obviously no camera because there's no lighting. Can't see, you can't draw if you can't see what I'm drawing. And I don't feel like setting any fires. Hello, hello, and yes, I'm early from what I scheduled. I've been sitting here for, Hunty drew this for me. Hunty drew this like last year for my birthday. Hello, emo. Hello. Hello, HG. It's giving Greek. I think that's what she was going for. Kind of like some Greek god. You'll have to ask Hunty. You'll have to ask her. But how is everybody? I'm gonna try to start streaming on Mondays, guys, since I work the rest of the week for the foreseeable future. Since yeah, a lot's happened. A lot has happened since I streamed on March 5th. It's been a very stressful, and it's continuing because now Calliope is in a crisis. But Calliope we expect. I don't know if you guys remember she has FIV. FIV is an immunocompromised condition where I don't know if you guys remember me telling you. The vet literally said it the day she got diagnosed. They said it could be 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, or 5 years. She said you don't know how much time you have with that cat. And I don't know if you guys remember, or if I even got to state it on stream. The other week, Starman was going to work, and he noted that Calliope was chewing on a toy, or what he thought was a toy. Turns out it was a mouse. And she crushed that little motherfucker's head. The problem was, when she crushed his head, we're pretty sure it had parasites. And she is in a massive parasitic infestation right now. I have been giving her dewormer from a rescue. I have to go to my other vet. But because they're a low-cost vet, and they are 35 minutes away, I have to wait until Thursday at 8 a.m. to take her, which sucks, but it is what it is. So that's what's going down. So pray for her. She hasn't pooped. We gave her, I double checked, I gave her a tiny, when I say tiny, I mean like less than a pinky nail of Miralax in her food. She's been eating. She's been peeing. We haven't seen anything else come out. So it's just like, but obviously you guys want to know the main event. So last Tuesday, when I was out of state with my boss, or not last Tuesday, two Tuesdays ago, when I was out of state, Gorian was fine on the Monday morning that I left. It was fine. He was completely normal. He ate that night, no problems. The next morning, he was collapsed. And Starman called me. It was about 10 or 11 in the morning and was telling me, hey, something's not right with Gorian. In between his legs, feels really stiff. Da 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 da. We still had owed the vet, obviously, but we were like, okay, we called, they let us take him in. He was stocked up again. They cathetered him. And this is where it will always haunt me. One, as you guys know, if you guys know, he got kinked. When he stayed for a week, the catheter got kinked inside of him and it ripped him up inside. And I think that's what led to some of this. When they called me on Tuesday, they said the options were to do nothing, take him home and just let him die, to do the operation that would supposedly save him, or to euthanize him immediately. And I said, I'm not going to euthanize him immediately. So he was set to have the surgery on Wednesday. And they said it was a mechanical issue, which is obviously just, they're medical professionals. They're going to use sterilized conversations. They claimed his scar tissue was so hard and so dense they couldn't get the catheter up into his bladder. And they had cut him pretty high. So the problem with this surgery is it's very risky because there's a risk of dying on the table because it's highly invasive. And I begged them. I pleaded. I cried. I screamed. I said, there's got to be something. And they told me closing him up would almost certainly destroy any substance left in him to be able to pee. And to add on to this, just to make it extra dramatic because it's me, the other half of the problem was that Starman was at work. And they were going to put him down no matter what because he was on the operating table. So with or without me there by a certain time, they would have to make a life-altering decision for him. And I refused to not be there during the final moments. I called my father, who is doing better. His car was dead. It wouldn't work. I tried to call Uber. They weren't working. All of my friends were at work. All of my coworkers were an hour away. So I had to beg Starman, who lost hours at work. And the last 3 weeks, Starman's hours have been affected because of veterinary issues. He left work early to be there with me. And I begged them because they let us into the operating room. I begged them again. I'm like, there's got to be something. He is a young, healthy cat. He is just barely 3 years old. I do not understand this. How can he not? You cathetered him yesterday. How did you catheter him yesterday, but you can't today? And they said that they tried. They've done this operation hundreds of times, and they've never seen this problem. They said they've never seen this much scar tissue in a urethra. Obviously now it's a coulda, shoulda, woulda. No matter what, he's gone. Now, right before that, my favorite foster, who I wanted to keep, I was so bonded to him, Julian, he passed away. Then Gorian passed away. And then my dad's cat passed away. And now Calliope might passed away. So it's been a rough few weeks for me, guys. On top of that, we obviously fell behind on bills. We found a way to fix it, somewhat. But we obviously fell behind on bills. And that was a bit of a stressful situation. And if anyone lives in North Carolina, you know the big shock you got in your mail from fucking Duke Energy. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, you're as angry as I am. Because Duke has screwed over all of their customers. Because I found out we have over 50 data centers for AI in North Carolina. I had no idea. Not a single one. Which pisses me off because it is genuinely a drain on the local area, both human and wildlife. Data centers are bullshit, which is why I hate it. Husband! See, I think our grocery order just came. Because Gorian, my God. Orion just barked at something outside. Maybe not. Maybe I crazy. Am I crazy? I crazy. Anyways. So that has been my last few weeks. And then on top of that, that's a lot of fresh water use. Yes. HG, did you just switch accounts? Why did you switch accounts? It's a lot of fresh water use. It's a lot of resources used, plain and simple. And then what's worse than data centers? Fan art. But anyways, and then on top of that, I started back at work. And guys, I did not realize how bad my sneakers were and how bad my knees were. Oh, your girl been struggling. I've been struggle busting all week. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. My boss bought me new sneakers, which really helped. And what else was there? Oh yeah, and the pollen apocalypse is upon us. Using that account for something else really quick. Oh really? Okay, now did anyone else? Here's the crazy thing, guys. I am seeing Emo. Here's what's crazy. That comment, assuming they're probably like the ones in Virginia, did not appear on my chat on Restream, but it appeared on the screen. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me see. I'm trying to see which ones. Yeah, that, assuming the Virginia one is gone. Is your data, is your date? Is my date what, honey? There's a comment you made about Virginia. Hello, Jasmine. Hello. Is my state? They're welcoming it. It's disgusting. I want them shut down, personally. And they're trying to open one in my county. I'm not okay. Oh, and then I had to ride to work with my coworker, and he's a sweet guy, but he smokes pot. So you can already guess what that did. Just throw it on the pile. But I wanted to come in and I wanted to get on stream today, even for a little bit, just to start to reestablish the new schedule. It won't be a long stream today, guys, because I'm still feeling, especially now with the whole Calliope thing. The fan art, edit specialized data centers, which is an odd use for a data center, right? There's at least 4 within my county, which is insane, because do you guys understand how big those data centers are? And they just popped up out of nowhere. They just appeared. There they are. And we're paying for it. If you notice a lot of data centers in your state, but you also simultaneously notice that your electric bill's gone up, yeah, that's a thing. Because, as you all know, my AC broke almost a year ago. A year ago, someone explained to me how my electric bill went up. I haven't had a washing machine until recently. And they're full of a bunch of unneeded nonsense. Yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hello, Athena. Athena has been glued to me, guys. Like, they got used to me being home since October. None of them are happy I went back to work. None of them are happy. But if they want me to pay for the bill, because the vet was really nice. The surgery was supposed to be $5,000. They only charged me $1,400. So I have to be really happy. I'm not completely against AI. At this point, I am. Yeah, because what they do is they raise the rates of everybody to offshoot the costs of running these data centers because they run at a high volume 24/7. 24/7. There's little shopping malls in those centers. I believe it. They said they are there for the environment, but out here building brand new buildings that drain the power grids. The problem is, even if they're not building new buildings, if they take over old buildings, they rewire them to, support the infrastructure of the data centers. And then those data centers in turn drain the local ecosystem. They don't process the water properly. They don't process the waste properly. Yeah, new image. Thank you, Raven. That's actually pretty old. It's about a year and a half old now. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know when Hunty drew this for me. But Hunty drew it for me. It's of me. But yeah, my uncle has been into a few of them. Somehow he gets access. Dang. But yeah, so it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But I want to try to keep up, obviously, YouTube. I'm going to be in some kind of a rotation. Right now, it's just getting back into work. I owe my boss money too, so I ain't seen a paycheck for a little bit. It's still pretty. It's very pretty. Hunty did an amazing job on it, and I love it. I'm a little thin because we all know I'm much bigger than that, but still. Hey, Tony. We're literally paying the power bill. Yes, we are. Literally. If you are within 100 miles of a data center, you are helping pay for it. They are offsetting the price onto you. And considering there are 50 in my state, there's no fucking way I am not within 100 miles of at least 3. At least. Especially considering what area of the state I'm in. And especially considering how many big cities I'm near. Well, near in relative term. Still a solid 30 to 40 minute drive for most of them. But that's besides the point. Now watch, this is my boss messaging me. I'm so freaking good. I'm so freaking good. I love it. Somebody called the restaurant today to ask about a gift card. We're closed! Like, the fuck? No shit, you didn't get a response. We're not open, you dumbass. Okay, now I think somebody is. I think somebody's walking up the walk. I ordered cheese. Or not? I don't know. I got snacks from Amazon. Didn't Trump pass something that said they now had to pay their own bills? Yeah, but the problem is, I think it's state to state. You've got 7 in your area. That's just putrid. As I say, that is disgusting. Chaco! You're supposed to be in bed. You're not supposed to be awake. I planned it partially so that way the people who usually throw money at me wouldn't be awake. Thank you, Choco Hooligan, for the 119.99 euros. I'm delicate right now. There's a chance you'll make me cry. So, yay. I can multitask. You can barely see straight right now, ma'am. Hello, Orion. Hello. Oh, and let's add on, just on top of the pollen apocalypse, because I'm not going to continue to acknowledge that. Ha, sucks to be you. Choco can sleep at night now after the monies have been sent. Jasmine, don't encourage her. No, it is not, Tony. No, it is not, Tony. You've already given me enough. You're all as broke as me. Yeah, I fucking hate you all. I can't. I can't. I need some electrolytes. Dropping in that money, honey. God, what was I even talking about? Isn't it only like 11 p.m. in the UK? She goes to bed by 9, guys. 9 or 10. She has an adult job. Jasmine, I swear to God, guys. I swear to God. I can't shout right now. My throat is sour because of the pollen. You need to be nice to me. I can't yell. Oh, weak. Weak. It's called being an adult. When you have adult jobs, you have to do adult things. There's homeless people in Flint not as broke as you. Wow. Ah. Sleep schedule. What is that? Right? Who sleeps? Who sleeps? Pollen suck. Yo. Who's in the Carolina, Georgia, Florida area, Virginia area? Your car has tree sperm all over it right now. Let's call a spade a spade. We've got tree sperm everywhere. But add on, it was 35 degrees on Monday. It was 90 degrees on Saturday. Nope, Friday. It is 55 degrees tomorrow. And it's going to go down to 32. Your girl's arthritis is fighting. HG, wasn't that account supposed to be doing something else? A tinkle compared to the rain. I can't. HG. Thank you for the 10. I don't know what to call. What is your money called, HG? Don't get me started on the tree sperm. The tree sperm is everywhere. The tree sperm is everywhere. And it hurts me. And I know my brothers-in-laws are listening, and we're gonna be outside because the baby's birthday is coming up, and we're gonna be outside with the pollen. I'm not looking forward to it. Y'all get the Midwest weather temps. Listen, we normally get that in New England. It's been over 100 here before spring started, which is unheard of. Normally what happens is here, okay? February, it is cold. We get a couple of hot days, which is like 75. March is in the 60s. Then the second half is in the high 70s. And then when we go into April, kablooey. Next thing you know, it's 80 all the time. And then by May, we're in the 90s. The only time that changed was during the pandemic. The pandemic was where we saw a whole... Be careful with Zyrtec and Claritin because it does have addictive properties to it. I use Nasacort and Allegra. Choco Hooligan! Your pawpaw's in the hospital? Everyone say a prayer for Hunty and her pawpaw, please. We send him a prayer in Jesus' name. That pawpaw will be okay. Choco is a glucose guardian. Jasmine, you are not helping. Jasmine, you are not helping, ma'am. Ma'am. Thank you, Choco Hooligan, for the €59.99. Jasmine said she'd ruin my sleep. How? How? I know I know where both of you live. I know where both of you live. She ain't gonna be able to do shit. You lying. You lying. So what it means by addictive properties is a lot of the like, I guess I don't right now, my head's still in a daze. But anything that has like ephraim in it, which I believe Claritin does, what happens is a lot of those sprays, the nasal sprays, what they do, I don't know, she said bad vibes. They actually create, they do help at first, but because you typically have to use them daily in a place like where we are, it actually ends up reversing. And instead of fixing, it becomes to a point where if you don't take the medicine, no matter what, you will not be able to breathe. And it becomes like an addiction where you need it. Why are we sending money to Star Son? I'm the one who's sick. Send me moolah. Good choo-choo is how I do. Oh my god, I'm trying to make her cry. I can't. Yes, by the way, everyone pray for Bublito. He does not feel good because his children have infected him for the 5th time this month or this winter. Actually, no. As of 2 days ago, it's not winter. If you have gut issues, usually you're Tony! May money fall upon you with the pollen! Oh my god. Hunty! Give a penny to the frog! Make it right. I hate you all. I hate you all. Guys, I'm trying to read Jasmine's comment. If you have gut issues, usually your seasonal allergies are worse because your gut makes too much histamine. Here's the problem with that. I didn't have a single one till I moved to the South. The problem is apparently where I live in North Carolina, and apparently this area are those. You're close. Shut up. In the area I live in, North Carolina, it is known for creating allergies. It is known. I had customers who left for 6 months, came back and developed the same severe allergies that I developed. It is a real thing. It's crazy. And 300 in blessings. Oh, you mean from these guys, right? Yes. What do you mean 300? 300 in Captain Fluffy Paws, what do you mean? What the fuck do you mean, ma'am? You better be counting. You better be counting. I'm going to have to, you know what? Math is not my strong suit. I'm going to math what was sent to ensure that you're talking about, because this girl got me nervous. 245. No, it's 245. Don't you scare me like that, Fluffy Paws. I was like, ma'am, what you mean? What you mean? But I'm okay now. Don't make me have to beat you too. Don't make me have to beat the slut fun lives. As I was saying, where I currently live in North Carolina is known for developing allergies for everyone. There was not a single customer, young, old. We're talking infants, we're talking teenagers, we're talking the elderly. This week, when I was in work, everybody was suffering. It was insane. It was insane. I carried my honey to work. And then I know I felt so bad. Guys, I felt so bad. These 2 kids came in. Do you want to hear something crazy? Since I had my bariatric surgery, I haven't gotten sick. Really? And I didn't have any allergies at all. Really? That is crazy. I wonder if it was an autoimmune response from you. That's so nuts, but also awesome. That's awesome, Tony. Yes. Yeah. It's the lowest I could say. Autumn would work, but yes, visit in a cold season because if you're used to European weather, you are not going to be okay in the South. It is fucking hot here. It still gets hot in the wintertime. We will get in the middle of December a 78-degree day. So, yeah, come in the fall or the winter. That is for sure. Probably because you have high stomach acid, which is good. Most of your immune system is in your digestive system. But it's everybody though, Jazz. It's everybody. There's something about this area that if you lose your immunity to it by moving away, once you come back, it's got you. But plus every 7 years. Being a hospice chaplain, I've been around all sick people daily in nursing facilities. All the nurses have been sick, but not you. Wow. I fucking hate you. I hate you, Bublito. I hate you. And how I knew it was definitely the pollen for sure. Was you guys remember when I got really, really sick? That day when I was on the stream with Tony. And then after that I got really sick, right? Um whatchamacalls it? It was really the honey that made a difference. Do you think some people move into the South because, well, see, here's the crazy thing, right? So a lot of people that I meet down here hate the cold. The ones that I've used that really help are the Allegra and the Nasacort. They help out tremendously. And then the honey does the rest of the work. So I'm great on my front. And as long as I eat really well, I never have a problem. That's the only time I get thrown off guard. Do you nasal flush? I'm too scared to. I am literally terrified to because I know I get claustrophobic and I do not want the panic attack that comes with it. Tis not Tuesday. It will not be Tuesday again because I'm back at work. But hello, Rachel. You had your first meal of the day. I did that a couple of hours ago. Well, Brits can't stand a standard spring season weather in America because of the British heat wave, and I heard that the hay fever came over there as well. And you guys can hear it. My tone is so much lower today. Back to Finance Fever. Go get some rest, Bubs. Go get some rest, honey. Rachel's been too busy working, which I understand because so am I now. For everyone checking in now who just came in, long story short, Starson has to go back to work because after her cats died, she accumulated thousands of dollars in debt, trying to save her cat, and now has to pay all that back, pay back the vet, pay back her boss, and get the household back on track. Oh, also we're getting goats because we need to fix this whole property. Starman gets to name them. We picked them out. They'll be here in a few weeks. Totes my goat, Vincent Van Goat, and he has yet to pick the third name. I hate all the names, but I don't get a choice. Hello, Quiet Chris. But yes, so Mondays are the new streaming day, and I'm going to try to hold to it because Tuesday through Saturday I am working again. Which one passed? So my foster cat, Julian, I adopted him out back in 2014. He passed away 2 weeks ago. A few days later, one of the Trouble Trio, Gorian, he passed away. He passed away during an operation to save him. And he died on the operating table. And then right after that, my mom's cat passed away. Brady. The names are hilarious. Don't encourage him, Jasmine. So we got debt, and goats. Yeah. Then we got dead cats, debt, and goats. But yes. And the other problem we have now is Calliope, who is, besides Brady was 16. And I was under no delusion that Brady was not going to live forever. He was not a young cat. He passed away and we buried him the other day. So, and Dad was having a very hard time with that. And that accumulated several $1,000s in debt for me, obviously. Now, on top of that, Calliope has developed a parasitic infection. And, 3 in a couple weeks. Yeah, and it's now potentially going to be 4. I really don't want it to be, but the one thing I will say is Calliope is FIV. There is no cure for FIV. All the contingencies I had to catch all with Calliope went to Gorian, so I have no money to currently bring her to the vet that is near me. And the only vet that can take her, that I can go to, that I don't owe money to, is all the way 40 minutes away in another town, and they are not available until Thursday. So what's wrong with Calliope is she's losing a lot of weight. She has a very distended belly, and we haven't seen her poop. So we gave her a very minimal amount of Miralax, and we're hoping that that skyrockets all the poo-poo out of her. And we've been giving her high-calorie foods and dewormer. And we're hoping for the scapegoat. Don't know. I don't know. No, I'm not. You got to talk to Starman? But I hate that too. I hate all those names. I want to name something normal. And so, yeah, it's been a very tough week. We had to, we have Calliope in a quarantine crate. And we're monitoring her. We know that she's definitely starting to get worse because now she's trying to eat the cat litter, which is a sure sign of a deficiency. So that sucks. And I could probably gotten her help quicker, but because I owe so much, because Gorian I literally just got back his ashes. So, and they gave me a card and all the vets signed it because Gorian spent a collective 2 weeks there. Like, they all knew him. They all knew exactly who he was. And they all saw how just shattered I was when we had to put him down. So it was hard because you feel like a failure in those moments. You start looking back on the coulda, shoulda, wouldas because at the end of the day, it's a life that was in your hands. And you start questioning all the choices you made. Should I have done this differently? I start questioning myself, should I have done the operation when they first told me to do it? I didn't want to because it was highly invasive, and I feared exactly what ended up happening. And then I questioned, how could they catheter him the day before, and they couldn't catheter him the day afterwards? Why didn't they just leave the catheter in? All these different questions that I don't have answers to, and I never will. And Billy the Kid, I did suggest that. Starman, for some reason, doesn't want that. And so, I know, have a nice stream despite the depression. I appreciate you, Raven. It's just, I wanted to come on because you guys have been here with all my animal adventures, so I wanted to tell you guys what went down. You said they sent dog cards after your dogs. We can only do so much. Cats hide their health issues. Plus, they can have inherited defects. And do you know what the kick is? You guys are not ready for the kick. You are not ready. Do you know who has been the happiest motherfucker on the planet since Gorian died? Dante. When I say this dirty rat bastard has Muffin Muncher, Shadow, what the fuck? Muffin Muncher, what the actual Ew. No, we're not going with that one. I won't let him. But Dante Dante's a psychopath. He has bitten himself less. He has been nicer. He doesn't attack anybody anymore. When I say to him, Gorian was his greatest op. How about Sugar Hooves? They're all boys. Bleedle's got... No! See, you guys got tears out of me. You got me crying. And, he's just been so happy. And I'm like, bruh, how dare you? His whole attitude changed. Because when Gorian died, what I did was Ryan Goatling. See, the problem is we're getting geese. And I don't know. We don't know when we're getting the geese. But I don't know if Starman's going to want to hold off on a Ryan Gosling pun. These are the wrong tears. Tears are tears. Goatling gun. Oh, God. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know that one. See, Vincent Van Gogh, that's already one of them. But I'll accept them nonetheless. Whatchamacallit. When Agorian died, and I bring this up so that way all of you, Goat and Ramsey, maybe. Dante is... Yo, that's so wrong, but so right. Gilbert Gottfried. Now that one, he'd probably go for. He's asleep right now on the couch, but all I'm thinking is Dante doing the Mr. O'Hare dance. Let it die, let it die, let it shrill up and die. You guys are nerdy. You're terrible. It's so true, though, because, bro. Yes to Goat and Ramsey. I don't know if... I'll tell him Gilbert Gottfried and Goat and Ramsey. Someone send me... Chaco, WhatsApp me those two names, please. So I don't forget. Sir Bleats a lot. That one too, please. I'm asking pretty please. So I don't forget. Sir Bleats a lot. Gilbert Gottfried. And Goat and Ramsey. I'll give those all to Starman. I guarantee he'll love one of them. If he doesn't, then he's just a hater because he didn't come up with them. But what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah? The fuck was I saying? Sirloin of goat. Bilbo bag. Starman's going to be so mad he was not here for all of this. Dante is so vindictive. Because, oh, that's what I was trying to say. So I brought home the crate that we brought Gorian to the vet in. It's still in the living room. Because, thank you, Chaco. I know that has to be you. We brought home the crate. We left it in the living room so everybody could sniff it. We made sure everyone could take a sniff. I cut off some of his fur. I peeled off some of his whiskers. And they gave me a little jar to put them in, which was so sweet. And then I took a tissue. I just grabbed a random tissue that was clean. And I rubbed it in his ears. Along where his cheeks are because there's scent glands over there. On the inside of his mouth. Your Blorbo Bible fan art comment is bullshit. It is not fan art. It's not the same thing. Anyone saying otherwise, that is number one, in my personal opinion, that is blasphemy. Comparing your creator to your favorite fat fodder fan service pairing. How dare all of you? Facts. The only fan art allowed is for the Lord. And see, that's not even fan art. That's, hey, thanks for giving me life. You know? It's more accurately making art for your parents. But they're all our parents. But yeah, I did that so that way. And the very first cat I showed it to was Dante. I let him sniff it. And I feel like that made a difference. I'm glad we got Stars on to start laughing about goat name puns. I appreciate you guys. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to come on, because, not gonna lie, I still do like the name Pork Chop for a goat. He wants, the reason why I picked a lot of those ones is because goat in the name is what he aims for. Husband! Come here. You are required. He just woke up from his nap. So meanwhile, your boyfriend met your parents and you met his. Well, wedding bells soon, I assume. Knowing Rachel, once she wants and something, she keeps it. Okay, I will probably be BRB. No problem, baby. But what was crazy is Atticus has been different. So one, Atticus is Gotaro Zoro. I don't think that will work. They have been assisting you. Come here.
Oh?
Yes. Oh, yes. They have been assisting you. The 3 I have approved. You're all going to get his live reactions. Sir Bleats a lot. Goaten Ramsey. Gilbert Goatfried. Huffington. Gotaro. Let's see. Giddy Goat. Genghis Ba. Hoof Hefner. Bilbo Baggins. Indiana Goats. Elena Goatbert. Obi-Wan Goatnobi. Goatling Gun. Ryan Goatling. Bleedles. Goatzilla, Goatsart, Captain Hoof, Muffin Muncher.
I have to think on which one I want.
Did any of those pique your interest, sir? Oh, Goatega. Bleedlejuice. He literally just woke up. So half of his personality is still waiting in the wings. But I saw his little cogs turning. You didn't even say thank you, young grateful bastard. Shout thank you to the kids. If you all heard that, he said thank you. But Gotello. Gotello, what the hell? Orion thinks somebody's outside because I shouted. Come here, baby. But Atticus is who shocked me the most. Because Atticus became very hyper aware of his brother's absence. So aware, in fact. He has become very attached. Goaterade. I like his spitefulness, and no one can say anything since his skills do the talking. Great. Is there somebody outside now? We have a few weeks until the goats get here, because one, we have to get the fencing up, which is a task in and of itself. Okay? Gotalica. So, to begin with, we have to get the fencing up. That's the first problem. The next problem is that I've got to get all the feed and everything else that they need. They're going to go in the dog yard first because Orion had a tick on him the other day, which was no bueno. If you hear huffing and puffing, that's Atticus. Bah, me. Yeah, I got you. And so, but Atticus has been the one surprising because he became super attached to us. He and Athena have been attached at my hip. And what he's done is, especially when I go to the bathroom now, see, Gorian used to join me in the bathroom. He would sit on the edge of the sink and he would just sit and wait for me. Hoof Zeppelin, he is going to go back and read these comments. I already know it. But I have a feeling one of the three that Chaco sent me, I think that's going to be one of the three that he picks. Gorian used to sit on the edge of the sink and just wait for me. He used to guide me to bed. Like, Gorian was very much all right, you're going to bed now. Him and Cleo are the two biggest that would guide me. They would come up, they would announce they don't want me up anymore. They want me in bed. Atticus would do it sometimes, but now what Atticus does is any time that I'm in the bathroom, he gets up, he wants my attention like immediately. And he starts biting me. Like straight up, he will bite my arm. He never used to do this. He would only bite in play. But now he is like, attention, attention now. I need attention now. You need to look at me. And he has just become more aware. But then what's other crazy is that Dante didn't play with anybody and he got an attitude whenever he would play. It sounds like a curse word when you get pissed at them. Dante and Atticus have been playing now. Like, Atticus is already playing with the other cats, but Dante would only do it very, very rarely. Now, all week, he's been playing. He's been having fun. He's been running around. The only downside is Dante now bullies Umi and him and Sunny, Sinbad, and Hermes. So all the oranges and Jupiter are bullying Daisy. I'm not okay with it. That's partly why my throat is sore. That's been a thing. A very annoying thing. Not pleased at all. Not pleased at all with it. And now, for some reason, Hendrix chooses right now to throw up. You haven't eaten since, like... Oh, well, that's why, you dumbass. I'd throw up too if I ate a piece of cotton. Hendrix has pica. I don't even know where the hell he found it. He just chucked up a giant piece of cotton. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? I feed you. I feed you good food. I let you steal the dog's food. Edgar Allan Ba? I don't know about that one. The Chaos Gremlins are back at it, yes. Oh God, yes. The chaos has been most chaotic at my house. Most chaotic. And the dynamic change was definitely... every time a cat has died after Zorro, the dynamic change has been massive. And I've really come to the realization there are such things as alpha animals. They're not a consistent creature. Like, there isn't every group an alpha animal, but they're a thing. Because Zorro was an alpha animal. Zorro ran this shit. They all listened to him. There are animals that cause more mayhem, like Nova. Nova had our house in an uproar all the time. All the time. And the only reason there was such a negative association with Dante and with Gorian was because it was after the pandemic and it was really hard to get them fixed. I genuinely don't know if Professor wants us to pop back into a Zoom, so I'm going to just hang out till like whatever works for you, my love. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stream anyway because Starman and I still haven't figured out dinner. But Alpha, no matter the context, will make me cringe internally, externally, emotionally. Again, I know. I say it purely because there's no better phrase for it. But I it's really much more complicated to say the most dominant animal in the group the other animals follow. Alpha makes a lot more sense at that point. For domesticated, tightly knitted, enclosure home, hierarchies animals make a lot of sense. I agree. And that's why, like, there hasn't been an animal that stood up for it. I kind of hoped Gorian would be the next one because he seemed to have a lot of the traits that I needed. Obviously, for numerous reasons, he will not be. Ba Sing say he doesn't like Avatar. He won't take that one. All he said was check back in an hour. Well, how professional. You know, I was hoping Axel, but frankly, Axel is too much of an asshole. Daisy does not take charge. Daisy just wants to be a wallflower. The irony of her name being a flower. Greta, as well, just wants to get along with everybody. Right, it's based off of hens and chickens, which I understand completely. But for some reason, it naturally occurs with domestic animals. So I don't know where the connection is on that, but that's something where Zorro did an excellent job of that. All the animals, the dogs, the cats, all of them fell in line because I guess, and I will say this, and you know, I could sound as nuts as you like. It's something that I realize I don't see anymore since Zorro died. When Zorro would walk through the house, he would constantly give me a jump scare because out of the corner of my eye, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. He looked like a 6-foot tall man. I'm not even joking. I would see a figure so tall with long hair every time Zorro would walk by. Starman is a heathen for not liking Avatar. He doesn't like a lot of things. You guys learned this as a food problem. Starman is a professional hater. He hates more things than he likes things. But when I would see Zorro walk by, I would literally double take because I would see something so much taller than what he was. All the time. And then I'd be like, oh, it's just fucking Zorro. And I thought it was my eyes. You know? Like I thought maybe my eyes register weird shapes when they see an all black animal walk by. But that never happened with Gorian. That never happened with Axel. That never happened with Luna. Ever. It doesn't happen with Orion. None of my dark furred animals or larger animals. You got a skinwalker as a pet before. I just think Zorro had a presence. You guys saw. For those of you that were there, Zorro was just different. I would never put him as my favorite, but Zorro was just different. And he had an intelligence that most animals didn't have. And he also was a massive jerk. Are you almost done in the bathroom? Can you please go see whatever the fuck they just broke and or knocked down? I just heard a bunch of shit go flying. A bunch of shit. And the only thing I can hope is that nothing of mine broke just now. Let's check the cameras, shall we? I heard stuff falling everywhere. It didn't sound like glass breaking, but let us take a look. Well, that's a small relief. They only knocked down stuff I already cleaned. That's a small relief. Now this is where we're going to see if Starman actually pays attention. Oh, it was absolutely a gremlin. Absolutely one of the gremlins. Not even a question. Not even a question. Which gremlin, I don't know. I just saw the aftermath on the camera. Part of the reason I have so many cameras in my house is purely to knock down who is the one doing the most damage while we're gone. That's it. Sounded like a Tom and Jerry metal bolt. It was my large coffee cup. I have a big sparkling blue. It's by Silver Buffalo. They make really good cups. And I really love this color, but apparently they don't make it anymore. Yay. And of course, it's gotten dented up because one of my coworkers, way back when the restaurant shut down the first time, dropped it and dented the top, which broke the seal. I'm still mad. But it's okay. It still works. It's just not as good as it was. It's okay. It is what it is. Let me see if I can find it and show you, kids. Silver Buffalo mug. Buffalo. Travel mug. Well, they make a version of it. But it's not the same color. They have a royal blue. So I will... It's currently unavailable. Alright. Let me screenshot that. And I'm going to send it to... And I'll show you, kids. Hold on. It's right, a lot of falls, decent quality. It still technically survived. And it's not expensive either. Hold on. I will show you guys. It's why I wanted to get another one when I saw this one busted. Or at least was not as... Let's see, share. So, it's this, but the one I have is more like a turquoise. You're gonna add us to your Tomodachi Life Island? Baby, we don't play. I appreciate you, though. But yeah, it's the 30-ounce one. It's only $10. So the matte teal is what they have now. Maybe I should get that. I just didn't want it matte. I wanted it shiny. But for only $11.99, it's a good deal. See, they have one that's classic pink if you look it up. So I can still create... Oh, you mean you made two of us. Ah, okay. Now I understand. I was confused. I am no longer confused. Like, what I really like about this brand is they're very affordable. They are not expensive, but they are good quality. They don't have handles like the Stanley does, but that's okay. But maybe I'll go and invest in this one. It's $11.99. I won't get it today because I ain't got the money, but I don't think she understands what the game is. I understand now. I thought it was something else. I did not compute. Where's the stop sharing button? Like, damn. Sounds like my dad isn't very hopeful that Papa will make it out of this. But I'll remain. How old is Pawpaw, honey? Like what had him? What is ailing him would be a better phrase. What is ailing Pawpaw? Yes, Cleo. What is it? What? Yeah? Is your paw stuck? Okay, not now. What? Cleo. What? Yeah? What are you doing? The funniest thing is, guys, she'll roll over here. She'll beg for me to pet her. All I gotta do is stand up and walk towards her. This bitch gonna bolt. Right, Cleo? What? Oh, and does she serenade the whole house? The whole house. Hendrix! You just got through throwing up, you motherfucker. I can't. These cats gonna be the death of me, guys. The absolute death. Oh, and there's been just the back and forth of everything. It's been a long, long, long week. But I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to stay on, guys, just because, like I said, I wanted to make sure to come on and talk to you all and at least let you know what is happening. I wasn't expecting all of the lubbins, but you got your goal. You got to hear me cry. He's 75. He's the same age as my... Your papa is the same age as my father. He came for a leg injury the last few days. He's been fighting, sleeping, hallucinating. Baby's got an infection. He's got an infection and he's dehydrated. That's it. If he has a leg injury and he's fighting sleep and he's hallucinating, he's got an infection and he's dehydrated. Tell them to get him on a saline drip and have them check the leg for an infection. Hunty, I am begging you. That is what happened to my father. He fell in the tub and was stuck there for hours. And he ended up developing an infection in his back. Grab one of the doctors by their fucking neck and tell them to start a broad spectrum antibiotic. Exactly, Chaco. Exactly. The lack of sleep is causing the infections, and the lack of sleep is causing the hallucinations, and the infection is what's causing the lack of sleep. He's being checked in, but is it a broad spectrum? They might be treating him for the wrong infection, or they might not be treating it in the right area. And he sounds like he's severely dehydrated. When is he eating? Does he eat? Girl, you right. I'm not. I think he's on a saline drip. There's no fucking way he is sitting. Does he have dementia? Does your pawpaw... Honey, check on Calliope. Please. Does your pawpaw have any form of Alzheimer's, diabetes, dementia? Is there something stuck in his leg? This is from what my parents say. I haven't been there. The doctor is. Y'all need to be assertive with the doctors. Yes. Yes. And what is he eating? Is he eating unhealthy foods? Is he eating nutritious foods? Is he getting his electrolytes in? Is he getting enough salt in? Bone broth is good. Yes. Here's what I will tell you. Jasmine hit the nail on the fucking head. When my dad was in the hospital, we had to be politely aggressive. But is there any poop in the litter box, babe? Okay. Maybe the dogs need to go and dance with the ravens for a minute. Because then after I get off the stream, you and I got to figure out dinner. I'm telling you right now, girlfriend. You need to tell your dad and mom He isn't eating much, but we got him to eat a burger today. No, he doesn't have any of that. Okay, so he ate just a burger today. He's not eating much. You need to get high protein in him. You need to get salts. You need to get protein into him. Obviously, if he has some kind of blood pressure issue, don't get him too much salt. But he needs to get electrolytes back into himself. Because this is almost identical to what happened to my dad. Take away the heart problems. Most of my family's in the medical field. Yes, they tell me the same thing. Don't be afraid to ask the doctors questions too. That's why they're there. Exactly. You need to say, hey, how much... He had a better diet than us for a while. He rarely ever eats fast food. That's good. But while he's there, that means they're feeding him food that he won't eat. You're allowed to bring him food. Make him grilled chicken. Make him shock broccoli. Bring him healthy options. But if that goes for a long period of time, it can cause irreparable damage. A relative of mine had a pop disc in the back with whiplash. No doctor believed them. They went without meds for debilitating pain for ages whilst fighting with the doctors. Exactly. Even the most professional of doctors, they get jaded. Right now, Hunty, I was on the phone with my dad's girlfriend. She was in the hospital with my dad, and I was on the phone. My dad had already been in the hospital for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay? They were getting ready to let him go when he still wasn't gaining weight. They didn't know what was wrong, and I said, I need to know why, and I forgot, but one of them was magnesium. Thank you. Yes, magnesium, Choco. I said, why hasn't anybody addressed his infection? And the doctor went, infection? They leaned him forward, checked his back, and went, well, what do you know? That shoulder looks infected. No fucking shit! And I didn't need a medical degree for it. You only When did he message you? Boy? Get the 50. Low sodium, absolutely. Get him on Pedialyte. Get him on Pedialyte, bone broth. He's got to get nutrients into his system. But what you're telling me, girl, that is something they should be able to handle. Them not knowing, bullshit. Facts. And this is all, Hunty, these are all things, well, from what my dad says, they don't listen to them. My dad wants to take him to Jackson, but the doctor won't really let them because they basically can manage him still, and beds are limited there. You need to call Jackson. The VTube virus, call Leon and Chris. It's not VTube. It's just my avatar. My lighting broke. My lighting broke, Primal. So you can't see anything over here. No, what you need to do, you need to, Choco, Hunty, you need to call. So when my mother was dying, okay? When my mother was dying, I had to call the other hospitals, and I begged them to take her because she was on, whatchamacallit. She was on state medical, and if your papa is 75, he is on state medical as well, okay? You need to call them and tell them he needs help. That they are not helping him and he is not getting better. And then you need to consistently press the doctors that you want him, because they have no legal right to keep him there. My dad could have signed out at any time. And my dad was literally on death's door. Several times. They sent him home when he shouldn't have gone home. You have every right to take him out of the hospital. I don't give a shit if they're hesitant to call. You tell them you require it. Tell them there is no more hesitation. They have not healed him. He has not gotten better. And you now require he goes to Jackson. And then you call Jackson and you push. You get his main doctor, whoever's handling him. So I don't know what he's main in there. If it's for infections, you get whoever is handling his current paperwork and who is in charge of him. And you tell them that you need him placed in Jackson. And that is the family's wishes. That you need him moved there. And that you are calling Jackson and you will make sure it happens. Begin to believe we weren't called back for another Zoom. Send new lights. I understand the assignment. No, you don't, Rachel. Don't make me say the words, Rachel. See, the problem is right now, this isn't even. So because he's hallucinating, it automatically goes to next of kin. So if it's not his wife, it's going to be his direct children, which is Hunty's dad and mom, whoever is his child. So they get to be guardian because I did it for Brandon. When Brandon almost died the first time, they thought that I was his sister. And they let me make the decision. And I had him airlifted. No regrets. Yep, you're allowed to have him moved to the hospital, I think, as long as he's stable. And that's the only thing. If he's Hunty, you call. No hesitation. There's no harm in calling, and there's a ton of not calling. Yeah. Call or have your parents call and tell them that your friend, just use my example, went through this with her dad. And that there is a problem right now, that there is an infection. He is clearly losing his... he is losing nutrients. He is dehydrated. And he's not getting better. They're not seeing any improvement. How many days has he been there? How much has his condition fallen? He went in for a busted leg injury, but now is hallucinating. That does not equate. That means that there is some kind of sepsis. There is some kind of infection that they have not found. And they're not willing. Not that they can't. They're not willing to call the other hospital to get him taken care of. So you have to now do it for the hospital. You call them, you talk to them. You have them reach back out to that hospital. You light the fire. Greta, this thing is huge on you. Gotta get a big old something or other on her side. I worry about the infection coming back for them too, so they're gonna get seen by the vet soon. Their authority overall, and that is just fine. But let them know the fact that they're unwilling is enraging. Exactly what that is. It is them hoping that the family will not push. Because I get it. The Jackson is the better hospital, so they're working with Jackson to try to keep things, in check. I get that. They want to keep the better hospital open for more parasocial joking to lighten the mood. Stop it. I wonder if the break caused more circulation. Right. That's what I am thinking. That's what I am thinking, that there's sepsis in the area, because that would require more aggressive antibiotics. If they are not localizing it, it's lazy. Absolutely, Jasmine. But if they are not localizing the fight for the infection, if they're not doing the right antibiotics, they're wasting everyone's time. Because if it's if it is necrotic, if it is septic, that requires more aggressive medication than just a broad spectrum. That just keeps him at bay. But then it means he slowly deteriorates over time. That's bullshit. That's not right. Like, I tried to explain to the hospital when my dad was in the hospital, they kept waking him up in the middle of the night. There was not a single fucking test of anything they needed to do. My dad does not function unless he sleeps throughout the night. He just doesn't. He isn't as pliable. He isn't as kind. He isn't as reasonable. That's true. It could be that too, which is even worse. But my point is, I tried to explain to them several times, and they wouldn't listen until I finally like grabbed the lead nurse and I was like, do not, I'm gonna put a sign on his door. Do not stop bringing him this. He can't eat that. Don't give it to him anymore. They listened about that. And then I told them, dude, yeah, is his leg hot to the touch? Does he have a fever? What is his white blood cell count? Things like that. When I talked to them, I said, you do not mess him throughout the night. He doesn't need his vitals checked. You have him on a lift-sensitive bed. If he gets up, you will know. He didn't break his leg. I think he just fell. He had cuts all over his arms from crawling on the floor. They also think he had hep. But, like, we don't know how that's possible with him. So, see, I don't know enough about hep A to make a comment. But when it comes to the everything you're describing and the fact that he fell, he got a bunch of cuts, and he was trapped for over 12 hours, what that tells me is that absolutely he could have developed an infection because he's 75. His immune system is in the fucking floor. He was clearly not able to get himself up. Right. And what part of the house was he on? Was he outside? Was he in the bathroom? Where was he? Was he near the entryway where you're going to get most of the germs because they come in right from outside? There's so many different possibilities. The fact that he was stuck from 2 a.m. to 7 p.m. is a big difference. Greta can tell him. Also, hospitals simultaneously filthy and clean. He could have developed... Yeah, he could have gotten hep at the hospital, especially if somebody wasn't super clean with doing his vitals. I have a friend who got C. diff. She went in for a colonoscopy, and they did not clean the utensils enough, and she developed C. diff because someone else's fecal matter was on the utensils. And she developed a debilitating illness that has no cure, by the way. The only way you can... Inside, I think he fell near his bed. So he was in his bedroom. It's not particularly a dirty space. But if he was crawling, he could have got himself to a dirtier area of the house. Again, these are all just like... All of this is stuff. True, actually, I didn't consider that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, hospitals can be a very, very clean place. And also very, very dirty. And Chaka would know for sure. Knowing about protocols for, you know, just different testing and chemicals and stuff. Because she couldn't move. She also had memory issues. It was a nightmare. That sounds like something to do with like almost a stroke. Primal. That's crazy. But again, like this is where, yeah, he could have gotten an infection in the hospital. It's not uncommon. Went there for an injury and then picked up something. Yeah, exactly. Especially if he was wide open and he had to wait a while inside the room. The waiting room. He got a weird house situation where his bedroom was wide open to the living room and the kitchen. It's like, oh, well then there you go. It might have been in the area of his bedroom, but if all of these areas are interconnected, it's quite easy. I am surrounded. You guys have to understand something. I'm turned to watch the comments. I have Athena on my right arm. I have Hendrix on my left leg. I have Greta pressing my left hip. And Penny is on my ass. I am trapped. I'm fucking trapped. And I still don't know what Starman and I are doing for dinner. He went to get my honey. Because I went 3 days without my honey during the height of the pollination situation. I'm getting better now, but still. And then, of course, because the thing is, if I leave the house before having my coffee, I run a higher risk of not being okay. And because I'm getting used to getting back to work, I have had a hard time getting ready in the morning. You are one of my asses, and she's not on you, so we're okay. The gremlins that surrounded you, yes, they have. But I'm telling you, Chaco, you guys have to be more aggressive. I don't know if your dad and mom are aggressive people or like take charge kind of people. They're going to have to be right now. They don't have a choice. If you want your pawpaw to get better in any capacity, now is a time for you guys to take charge and be very pushy. Very pushy. Don't be rude. Don't be mean. Don't be condescending. Don't be condescending. Yeah, it is, even after she still has problems with her brain to this day. I'm talking about personality shift, not being able to comprehend. Wow. And that could have been a seizure that caused a stroke. Does she have epilepsy? Neurological problems can create so much. What, Orion? Orion, leave those bowls alone. Come here. Come here, you bad boy. It's like some lame alien took over my sister's body. It is crazy what neurological problems can cause. It is crazy how just that shift can happen. And I always feel like somewhere deep inside, the person that you love is trapped. And it's just, you don't know if they're going to... Orion, don't chase. You don't know if they're going to be able to get back out. That's the scariest part of it all. You don't know if they're going to be able to get back out or if that's just a new one. I had a coworker, he has since passed away, when I was at Mattress Firm. He was special needs. He could sell, but that was it. He knew how to sell, and anything else, he would get very confused because he was, when he was in his 20s, he got in a massive motorcycle accident and his whole personality shifted. Apparently he was married, he had kids, he used to have a blast, and after the motorcycle accident he had such a severe head injury that it completely shifted his personality, and he became just, when I tell you, it was always very strange talking to him. He wasn't a bad person, but you could tell you were talking to somebody that would just get so confused. And it was always like the world reset. And he was in his 50s or 60s when I would work with him. And they put him with me because I was in one of the lower volume stores. I was constantly issues with checks, with credit cards, products being sold that weren't supposed to be sold, all sorts of things. Hunting's not easy, is not easy. Hopefully we've given you food for thought. It's easier when you get avenues of bullying. All I'll say is that don't be afraid to be assertive. Only you can advocate for your health. Right. We wondered if Papa may have had a stroke, but they did a CT today and it might look like a week before they get results, my dad says anyway. If he had a stroke, he would have it would be a hard time moving. He would have the one side of his face slacking, things like that. I love having assertive, smart friends. People who have been through it. Fun fact about neurological problems, many of them are made worse from high glutamate. It causes brain inflammation, for sure. I don't know, all she said was an ulcer in her body in the kidney area. It's been a thing for years, since the 2010s. Dang. Another terrifying fact, antihistamines may have a link to dementia, Alzheimer's, can't remember. It's part of the reason why we myself off with them. Yeah, you got to be very careful. That's why I don't use... See, that's why I use Nasacort and Allegra, because they are not... See, I'm brain farting, but they don't have the stuff in them that promotes it. In which case, death is an option I contemplate. But yeah, it's a lot, Athena. What? Yeah. Are you my little spice of life? Yeah. Every once in a while, I get to kiss her nose. It's wonderful. She's been researching ways to combat it prior to what happened to her mind. The event happened in 2020 during lockdowns. My sister was praying and fasting during that time. Oh God! So on top, so add all of it in. She was in a stress state. She was in a low nutritional state. Oh God, the poor thing. So it's been about 5 or 6 years now since you've been able to really talk to your sister. That's sad. Vocal Athena, as usual. As per usual. Let's see if I can get her to yell. I just tried to pick her up and she was mad because I interrupted her sniffs. No! You be nice to Hendrix. Alzheimer's can be from heavy metals and chronic high blood sugar. Dementia is affected by high glucamate, as well as ADHD, schizophrenia, fibromyalgia. Well, fibromyalgia is usually caused by a large shock to the system because it, whatchamacalls. Everyone I know that's gotten it, it usually has happened because, like my mother, when she got fibromyalgia, was right, like literally within days after my grandpa died. It was such a shock for my mom. It shocked her system. My dad's girlfriend, her son died. And that's what caused her fibromyalgia. Things like that, great, large, emotional moments that create an autoimmune response in your body. What? I know you don't want mommy on the stream anymore. I know. You big bad boy. It is 7:15 and I cannot stay up. And it's not approximately 2 hours past my bedtime. Pleasant dreams. And thank you, Chaco. I love you. I must get off anyway because I do have work in the morning and I had to take a shower tonight. And I've got so many things to do. But thank you to everyone that donated today. I did not come on for donations, but I greatly appreciate them because I got so many bills. I got so much money to give to so many people. I mean, I'm grateful because without the HELOC, I would definitely be in a worse state. So there's a lot that I'm very grateful for, but at the same time, I would like a break for a little while. I haven't seen her since 2022. We were best friends at the time. Oh, I saw movies together and whatnot. We cracked and made mad jokes. That's the heavy breathing from Ryan. Oh my God, yes. He's such a heavy breather. I'm so sorry to hear about that, Primal. I am so sorry. Because as someone I lost my best friend. Like, most of my best friends have grown distant just because of life. But the one that I was closest to, he just straight up died. So I know what that's like. It's a mourning when you don't have that anymore. Caleb Hammer would absolutely tear me to shreds. I will never volunteer for that show. Ever. I know my mistakes. I know my bad choices. And I don't want them aired out. I could handle a one-on-one if I could get him as just an advisory. On the show, nope. Not happening. Not happening. Not doing it. No. Not today. Oh, one last thing. I don't know if I told you guys. I got recognized. I was in Georgia. When I was out with my boss. I got recognized. What happened to my sister is worse than death. Exactly. It is because it's they're there, but they're not there. I don't know how I would feel knowing that he's out there in the world. I'd be so happy he was alive, but at the same time, it would hurt so much knowing that he is trapped in there and never able to come back. It's tough. But yeah, I was out on a boardwalk and somebody walked up and said, "Hi, are you Starson from YouTube?" Mind you guys, I looked a hot mess. It was 90 degrees. It was 80% humidity. I had been in a car for 6 hours. I looked like trash. And I was like, oh God. And I forget her name. It was 7 Animals. I remember who she is. And if you rewatch my live streams, I remember you. She was absolutely adorable. I felt so bad because she wanted a photo with me. And I took the photo. And I'm like, she got me when I'm looking like absolute dog shit. I'm so happy she was happy to meet me. But damn, she had to get the ugliest photo with me because I looked as rough as I felt. I was like, yeah, it's me. And of course I was outside a candy shop because why not? Of course. But we whatchamacallit, she was so cute. It was her birthday and she was in a bright pink shirt and she had neon pink hair and she was so cute. And if you rewatch, my dear, happy belated birthday again. It was so lovely to meet you. But it's so funny whenever I get recognized, it's never where I live. Nobody recognizes me anywhere I go in North Carolina. Nobody. Except for when I was on Gothix's stream. When I was still working with Gothix, I was streaming with her. And I was on camera with her. And somebody did a $5 donation and said, I know her. She sold me my mattress. And I got so scared. I was like, oh God, I hope you love your mattress. And I remembered him. And I can't remember his name right now, but I remembered him. And we follow each other because he's a very talented artist. The second time was when I worked for No System, and I was in Austin, Texas. And I'm like, what? They found me while I was eating with my coworkers at a Korean barbecue place. Yes, you have very distinctive voice, Black Cats. Very distinct. Did I lick the lollipop? Har, 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 har. And then it was the other week in Georgia. And I was just like, that's so crazy. So I put it in my little recognize bubble. Mattress worker star son, right? But either way, guys, I have dislodged everyone from me. So I'm going to take this opportunity to get off of the desk. But I want to thank everybody who donated. You didn't have to. You were very kind. And it is definitely going to help, to say the least. I appreciate you all. I am going to try to keep this up for Mondays. It will be earlier in the day, obviously. It'll be the same noon. It's just, it's been quite a few weeks. Keep Calliope in your prayers. Emo thought I was someone else, though. What do you mean? You met Emo? When did you meet Emo? In person? She says this as I'm getting off stream. She spills the tea as I'm leaving the stream. It's because you sounded similar to someone else. I don't know. Oh, you children. You children. But yes, so I am. Y'all got basically the same but opposite personality. There's no way. There's no way somebody is just like Black Cat. She is a creature all her own. Thank you for the stream. Sorry for all the recent tragedies. May St. Francis. Yes. Just pray right now that Calliope gets the help she needs. Pray that the Miralax empties out some of these parasites from her because we're pretty sure it's a parasitic infection due to the mouse. Mom says he's on broad-spectrum antibiotics and a saline drip for sure. She's about ready to kidnap him from the hospital. It sounds like. Elamia, go, Mom. Yes. Tell her they need to narrow down where the infection is because clearly it's not getting better. They need to find out if he's septic or whatever, what have you. And see if he's running a fever and what his blood cell count, his white blood cell count is. But again, thank you all. I love you all. I will be doing it Mondays now. Hopefully I can start getting videos made. It's been hectic. we were finally getting into a settled system. I was getting things started because there has been some developments in the body positivity movement, and I'm like, oh, there's so much. There's so much that I want to cover. Maybe he'll be going to Jackson soon. We pray for that. But until then, guys, I love you all. Remember to tell the people that are important to you that you love them and to be safe. So, guys, I love you all. Be safe. Please, I love you. God bless. And I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye, everybody.